Won this. Semi-final action between Sweden and Canada. We've seen them, but we can't quite hear them at the moment. Paul Ferguson and Richard Beaupre ringside. While we sort out the technical problems, we'll take you through this one. It's bound to be a keen contest between the Swedes and the Canadians. Sunday final beckons. Canada not winning a gold medal at the World Championships for some 23 years. So they're keen to do well in this one. The Swedes themselves keen to build on a great international year for them, and they'd like very much another gold medal. Nordstrom getting the nod to start in goal for the Swedish team. For the Canadians, Bill Ranford. And as you'd expect at semi-final stage in the World Championships, a big crowd here to watch this one in Milan. The Swedes full of boisterous fans in their court. George Kingston there, the head coach of the Canadians. He'll have drawn up the game plan for his boys. Matt Sundin out there for the first shift for the Swedes. Lots of NHL experience, of course. We can expect this one to be pretty rough and tough while the teams settle down and the action's underway. World Championship semi-final, Canada in red, playing from right to left. Sweden with the puck, playing it down the left wing. Larsson in the corner, feeds the slot. Come all the way around the boards. Sundin. Nice drop pass. And that shot was just off target from Johansson. And the Canadians bring it forward right wing. Pat Verbeek circles away. Carback, his opposite number, brings it forward for the Swedes. Nice pass onto the tape of Dakel. But then the Canadians manage to pick it off. That's a good rink-wide pass, but it goes off the skates of Paul Kariya. And the Swedes come straight back the other way. Very much end-to-end stuff, still no score. Early stages in this semi-final between Sweden and Canada. Well, Ranford turns that one aside. Sidor gets it forward, but it's picked off and the Swedes come in, shooting off target. Lidström keeps it in the zone, but now it's out. Lidström has to go back to collect for the Swedes. Canadians, having just changed their personnel, might just have fresher legs out there, but it's Ranford that has to be alert to that one. Johnson on the boards. Gets a feed from Anderson. Then they lose out, and the Canadians bring it forward. They've got a 3-on-2 break here if they can use it. Just over 2 minutes gone, first period. Well, the netminders will be crucial in this one, as will the defencemen. Racine gets it deep for the Canadians. Shane Corson throws a big hit in the corner. Sakic's dump doesn't come off, and the Swedes bring it forward. This is Robitaille, Canada's captain. He just rolls off the end of his stick. Whistles go. Jorgen Johnson's involved in a little bit of push and shove. He's going to the box. At least he's going to one of the boxes. Well, is that a he, or is it a she, or is it a bit of both? Well, one from each side has been sent off. Just a little bit of push and shove. The referee trying to retain full control of this semi-final. Mike Ritchie with the draw for the Canadians. And look at the tussle he's having there. Well, when they say face-off, I think he thought he meant he had to pull the other guy's face off. This is Berglund for the Swedes. Drops it off. Still 4-on-4 and 0-0 on the scoreboard. Bergqvist tries to find a way through, but he wheels away. He's being hooked a little bit by Racine. Eventually it's Racine who shuffles it forward. Corson can't latch onto it, and the Swedes get a chance to build from the back. But you won't do it off your knees. Dakel tries to sidestep, but Bergevin's all over him. Corson's got his man and puts the palm of his glove in his face as well, just for good measure. No penalties on the play, but it's still mean and tough out there. 0-0 the score. Bergevin all over his man. Even when he ends up on his knees, takes a bit of a rub in the face with an elbow pad. Well, I don't think there's a coach in the World Championships this year I'd like to play poker against. They've all got that stony stare down to perfection. Shanahan wins the draw for the Canadians. And Richardson on defensive duties. The Canadians don't get it out of their zone. There's a hit on the boards. 4 minutes gone, still 0-0. Well, Sundin doesn't get the return pass. Instead it was Larson who brought it forward, and he dropped it off for Sundin for the big blast. Well off target, nothing for Ranford to worry about. Richardson and Korea. Still 0-0 in the first period. Phil Ranford settled into this one quickly. He had a shaky start in a couple of the games in the round-robin section, but has emerged as one of the keepers with the better save percentages. Mind, you'd expect that of the goalkeepers of the teams that progress to the semi-final stage of the World Championships, wouldn't you? Sidor feeds it forward. Oh, that'll be offside. Sakic going in. Ahead of Shane Corson. It was nice stick handling from Corson, but he didn't do the elementary stuff and get the puck over the blue line so his colleagues could go where they wanted. The puck has to enter the attack zone ahead of any player. It's a simple offside rule. Roger Nordstrom from Malmo, 28 years old, the Swedish keeper. Well, Brindamore's thrown out of the face-off and Robitaille has to take over. Perhaps that's why Robitaille's not first choice on the draw on that line. The Swedes won it. Both sides back to full strength as we approach the 5-minute mark of the first period. Well, the Canadians really stood the Swedes up on the blue line there and picked the puck off, but then simply gave it away when they got down the other end. Canadians forechecking well at the moment. It is Lidström for Sweden, back from Detroit. Lidström again, over halfway, dumps it in one-handed. Takes a bit of a hit from Brindamore. Sidor weaving his way forward, long-range effort on target. Had to be dealt with by Nordstrom. Now a bit of a scramble. Lidström tries to clear the crease. Canada with a little bit of pressure at the moment. The first goal could be crucial. And the Canadians are celebrating because they've got that early goal. And it looks like Luc Robitaille will be the hero. There's a spell of pressure. The Swedes were back in numbers. But the captain shows the way. Sticking his face in where it wasn't wanted, right in front of Nordstrom. Steve Thomas getting one of the assists. And the Swedes will want to get straight back into this one. Having said the first goal is crucial, of course the second one's even more so. The Swedes already playing catch-up hockey though against the Canadians. And lots of experience in the Canadian side, of course. That's turned across the front and Nordstrom nearly made a mess of that. He nearly let that one slip through the pads after deflecting it himself. Corson with the effort, and Nordstrom eventually manages to cover up. Well, I'd like to say they look as though they're enjoying themselves, but it's difficult to say what's going on behind those big coloured goggles. Sweden versus Canada in the semi-finals of the World Championship. I suspect they're not really enjoying themselves because when they look at the scoreboard, whatever rose-coloured tinted glasses you've got on, it makes similar reading to the scoreline that would lead to glum faces in the Swedish fans. 1-0 to Canada still. Jason Arnott throwing his weight around in the corner, and he's a big kid. Berglund grabs hold of him. Shanahan getting in between the two as well in there. Well, the hit's coming in now. Canada trying to keep Sweden off its stride. Well, Bergqvist nearly had another chance there. Shanahan backheels the puck across to a teammate. Oh. Mind that ice, it's slippy. Korea and Arnott for checking for the Canadians. Bobby Dollis in the corner, puts his man down. Well, the linesman thinks something's going to happen there, but nothing really is. That's Korea and Shanahan on the bench. And just about every other fan has got an air horn. Richardson on the edge of the face-off circle, looking for Joe Sakic to win it. Pat the Beak turns it behind to relative safety, and Jeff Sanderson brings it forward. Strong player Sanderson. A couple of strong plays already in the championships have led to goals. Well, Sakic's attempt to run it into the end zone is picked off, so the Canadians end up dumping it in. Swedes pass it forward to Sundin, back to the defence. Lidström on this side, gets it off the skate. Drop pass to Larsson, but that's picked off. Pat the Beak gets it across the face. Wilson can't finish. So Sakic's gone in the corner, and now the Swedes get a chance to clear. Although the pass is misdirected and Richardson picked it off. Here comes Sakic. Long effort, not far off target. Thomas hustling on the boards as he always does for the Canadians. Now the Swedes are coming out, at least in even numbers with the defence. Sundin is penalised there by the referee for closing his hand on the puck. Rob Blake seems to be querying the call, and of course what he'll be asking for is a face-off outside if Sundin closes his hand on the puck. Oh, well, it's Rob Blake, of course, that's closed it. Well, that mystery was quickly resolved, wasn't it? You can bat the puck down in ice hockey as long as you keep your hand open. It was Rob Blake who caught it, and that led to a face-off. Well, the Canadians dig it out of their zone down the left wing. That's picked off, much to the relief of the Swedes, and then it's dumped forward. But there were a couple of Canadians looking to go in 2 on zip there, had it not been picked off by Stillman at the back. Perhaps that's what Nordstrom's just said to Stillman. Well done, pal, I'm glad you took that one away. Still 1-0 to the Canadians. A couple of small Canadian flags, you could say. Not so sure they'll be able to redress the balance. The Swedes have an army of fans with them, but at the moment, and Steve Duchesne brings it forward for the Canadians. It's the Canadians with their noses in front. Both defences playing well. Sentiment on both sides getting back and forming almost a 3-man defence most of the time. Oh, good interception. The Swedes power forward, but Ranford pads that one away. Robitaille turns towards the corner and backhands it across the rink, round the boards. Might look a little scrappy, but I think that's down to good defensive play rather than poor attacking. Tommy Shoden goes for a rest. Teammate Peter Anderson circles from the Florida Panthers. And here come the Swedes. Forsen can't intercept. Pat the Beak nearly does. And the Swedes continue down the left wing, although Bobby Dollis nails his man. And Hansen's tied up as well now by Corson. Good play by Corson, coming all the way back. He tried to intercept that move right on the blue line at the Swedish end of the ice. He was second man into the corner to help Bobby Dollis freeze things up deep in the Canadian zone. Bobby Dollis gets a good shot away there on Larson. But it's still 1-0 to the Canadians. Face off just to the right of Ranford. Sidor takes it in, drops it off. Shanahan with a shot from the edge of the circle. That's turned aside by Nordstrom. Just over 11 minutes gone first period. Lidström getting an awful lot of ice time, Lidström. Bobby Dollis gets to stick up his armpit to slow him down. Well, that was a big hit from Berglund. I'm not sure it's going to go unpenalised by the referee. It might have been a case for holding there. Or even a pinfall afterwards. Not a bad hit check from a Swedish viewpoint. Well, the fans can sit together in ice hockey, very much a family sport. Well, at the moment there's no love lost between the guys on the ice. Poor checking by the Canadians, making it difficult for the Swedes to get out of their own zone and do something about that Canadian lead. Mike Ritchie plays it back to the D, gets it back. Just manages to slip it forward, but that'll do. Sanderson working hard in the corner again. Larson on Corson. Well, there was a punch from Svensson. Larson in the corner, defending well. Johansson. Everyone's throwing the odd shot here and there. Mike Ritchie's lost his helmet. Johansson nearly lost his. Svensson's already thrown at least 2 punches that I've seen. I think Ritchie's drawn a penalty. Well, his relatives, he's got plenty of them in the crowd. With the Italian heritage. Won't be pleased with the referee. Or will they... well, he couldn't really argue about it. Someone had to get a penalty here, the way it was rocking out on the boards. Something had to give. But it has to be said that Johansson did make a meal of it. So Mike Ritchie goes to the box. And the Canadians will have a penalty to kill off, and the Swedes have a power play opportunity to try to draw level. So the Swedes on the power play looking for an equaliser. Well, anyway, will do for the Canadians as they try to kill this 2-minute penalty to their number 10, Mike Ritchie. The Swedes will try to pile on the pressure. That was Karnbach taking it deep. Dakel on the boards and Karnbach falling over, giving the Canadians chance to bring it forward. It was deflected and eventually swept forward. Or should I say swiped. Johansson gets it deep. Rob Blake got some wood on it though and managed to get it out as far as the blue line, but the Swedes have put it straight back in, and there's another penalty. That'll be a cross-checking penalty. So the Swedes now will have a 5-on-3 power play opportunity. Rob Blake going to the box. Tough guy from LA. It wasn't the second shove, it was the first one. I suspect when we hear the call, it'll be cross-checking from behind. The Swedes, well, he went down easy, but it was a cross-check. The Swedes now have a 2-man advantage. No mention of from behind from the referee, but I suppose that's what tipped the balance. I don't know which hairdresser they used, but if I can find out, we'll all avoid it, shall we? So the Swedes putting their big guns on the ice with Bergqvist, Sundin, Johansson up front, Svensson, and Joden on defence. But they try to turn man advantage into an equalising goal. 50 seconds of 2-man advantage still for the Swedes. Well, Johansson was free at the far post, but they couldn't get the puck across to him. Svensson plays it straight back to Joden. Comes off the backboards, and the Canadians have a chance to break. Sakic can't get the pass across to Robitaille. 2-on-1 breakout, and they were killing a 2-man shortage. Now Sweden walk it into the end zone. But Canada gets back in numbers. Svensson, oh, took his eye off the puck, and Canada gets 1 man back. And they get a whistle as well, which will help because that'll allow them to change their personnel to suit. Well, the Swedes will be kicking themselves there. George Kingston's expression still doesn't change. Anderson from the NHL. It's Lundmark's notebook. Well, he won't be crossing them off his Christmas card list just because they failed to score on the power play, but he will be pointing out that they didn't. Sweden still with a man advantage though, 5-on-4 power play now. So the danger's not over yet for the Canadians. Lidstrom involved in the play. This is Lidstrom, fakes the blast. Anderson fakes, gets it deep in the corner. They're moving the puck well enough, the Swedes, but the Canadians hustling and chasing everything down, and they've killed the penalty. Lidstrom's shot is blocked, and the zone's cleared by the Canadians with a soft one to try to avoid icing, which it does. So the Canadians send Shanahan on and some fresh legs. Jason Arnott's out there. Well, Bergevin fell over, he got back to his feet, now he's gone down again. I wouldn't mind betting he's lost an edge off one of his skates. Racine takes his man out on the boards and now gets a chance to see the puck into the corner and along them as well to safety. Canada clears their zone. Bergevin, right wing, dumps it forward. Swedes ask for icing but don't get it. Snapshot from the blue line for Canada. Well, it seems to have lifted their spirits, killing off that 5-on-3 power play. Paul Korea though misses the puck. That shot's way off target. Sundin fires it deep round the boards. This is Larsson. Well, there's a bit of push and shove after Ranford gets the mitt on it. Sundin and Arnott just bumping into each other there. Still 1-0 to Canada. First period from the World Championships semi-finals. Ranford holding firm for Canada. Robitaille, the Canadian captain, brings it forward into neutral ice. He got away with a 2-line pass call that I might have blown a whistle for on that. These linesmen are so good. They know better than me. Steve Thomas clatters into his man again on the boards. How often do we say that? Thomas clatters into his man again, although I think he came off the worst there. But he just dusts himself down and gets back up again. Here he goes again. Robitaille loses out. Ooh, big hit. And Larsson is very slow back to his feet. Well, it knocked the wind and the stuffing out of him, and the Canadians really putting it together at the moment. Pretty stuff. The Swedes just lob it down the ice. Well, Larsson's gone to get his breath back on the bench. 1.5 minutes to go, first period. Canada on the attack. Oh, that needed a goal. Just a touch from Shane Corson. Sanderson and Sakic digging it out of the corner, but the Swedes clear the zone. We're in the last minute in the first period. Sakic brings it forward. Pat Verbeek, one hand on the stick, can't get a touch on the puck, and the Swedes looking for a last gasp equaliser as the first intermission draws nigh. Well, it was a bit messy, but eventually the Canadians got what they wanted. Emerson clearing it up the boards. Jorgen Johnson helps a teammate to pick his helmet up. But it's still 1-0 to the Canadians. Roger Johansson out there for the Swedes. Ornskog takes the face-off against Ritchie, and Ornskog wins it for the Swedes. Good interception there by Mike Ritchie. He just poked it away from the Swedes, so we're in the last 10 seconds. As Svensson goes deep into his own zone. No time now for a shot on target from either club. And we knew it would be physical, we knew it would be tough, we knew there'd be lots of hitting. That's been the way of it, especially along the boards. But thanks to their captain, Luc Robitaille, the Canadians will go to the dressing room with a 1-0 scoreline in their favour. Although the Swedes will go knowing that they're very much still in the game, and anything could happen. But the vital first blood has gone to Canada. And at the first break, they have got their noses in front thanks to their captain. Well, they'll get the Zamboni out to resurface the ice in a moment. And while they're having the intermission in Milan, we'll take a look at the relegation dogfight between Norway and Great Britain. The highlights of that coming up right here on Eurosport. We'll have them for you straight after this break.
To the second period, we are live on Eurosport and we're having all sorts of technical problems. Boy, it's like we're standing on the moon here. It's hard to believe we're in Milan, Italy, but we are, and they can't seem to get it right. I do apologize. Yesterday we were in Bolzano, and eventually we had to put 2 tin cans and a piece of string together to get the game across to you. And we're having the same problems tonight. I can't get Richie's microphone to work. We've got technicians all around us, and they can't seem to get it to work. So we're going to go with my voice for the moment. Hopefully Richie will be able to join us. It really is a fiasco, but nevertheless, it's a great game out there. 1-0 is the score. Luke Robitaille picking up the only goal of the game. This is the second period. We're starting in just a moment. The Canadians leading at 1-0. The Canadians playing from left to right, and it really has been a physical contest. Just near the end of the period, Rob Blake flattened Larson right at neutral ice territory. The fans screamed foul, but that isn't the way the referee saw it. Ranford with Larson, who's back in the action. Out there with Sundin and Forsland. The Canadians now bringing it out, coming up on the attack. Canada looking for places to go with Sakic on the far side. Sundin being shadowed by Shane Corson. Comes all the way around. Forsland tries to get a stick in there, and that bounces all the way down the ice. The Canadians with a quick change. Emerson taps it around behind the goal. Ricci is there for Canada. A loose puck. Banged right back. Korea behind the net. Corson taken off the puck. Ricci is there. Johansson, the big defenseman, taps it forward. A 3-on-2, but Korea is getting back in a hurry. A big hook there. Svensson comes in, shoots, and a great defensive move by Dulles. Korea going down now on a breakaway, goes in, can't get the shot away. Going to be a penalty on the play. Shodin was all over him. Right from the side of the net. Sitter tries to put it in. And the referee got totally confused on the call out there. He signaled a high stick, went to go for a charge. How about an interference? And I think we have a hook. Let's have a look at this now when he signals. Slashing is the call. Shodin doing what he had to do as the Canadians broke quickly with 1:22. He sits for 2. Excellent stuff at the side of the net. Gerald Sitter tries to jam it in on the near post. And eventually the whistle blows, and the penalty is given to Tommy Shodin. Well, we have an attendance here, which is a record for hockey in Italy, of 7,300. Paying 409 million. Oh, I can't work out that figure. It's about 85 numbers in it. I'm trying to concentrate on a hockey game. Richard is feeding me figures. Sakic goes down. Shanahan behind the net, comes all the way back. Shot, Nordstrom down. Another one right around the net. 1:37 remaining on the power play. The Canadians pressing. Shanahan took that, deflected away. Canada working in. The shot comes in. And we have action all around that goal. Duchesne working back at the blue. And Nordstrom maintaining his composure between the pipes. .122 remaining on the power play. Shanahan goes over top. Racine flips it over through the circle. The Canadians set it up again. Brindamore gets it all the way back to the blue. Canada buzzing around with Thomas right in front. Racine fakes the first shot. Second shot is wide and the net comes off its moorings. Big shot from way back at the blue. Anderson for Sweden buzzing around that goal, getting a little push in there. The officials will want to look at that next time to see if it's done with intent. Brindamore goes into the face-off circle. 1:05 remaining on the power play to Shodin. Ornskog tries to kick it back. That bounces out, and the Swedes just loft that down the ice. 2 minutes, 25 seconds gone on the second period. Still a 1-0 scoreline. Canada leading this one. This is one of the toughest games in this competition. It really is a physical battle. The Canadians and the Swedes going the full 9 yards, as they say in Canada. Sitter can't trap that along the boards. Racine is caught back, and here come the Swedes coming up on the left side. Racine gets back in a hurry. Berglund is there. Ornskog is there. Canada now. Brindamore, rink-wide pass. Brindamore breaks to the middle, looking for places to go. Canada setting it up. Brindamore skates in front. The loose puck is there. Right across the score. Robitaille! That's number 2. Power play goal. .308 the time of the goal. Canada now into a 2-goal lead. Luc Robitaille got the pass the far side of the net. Brindamore moved in. The Canadians with Thomas. One-timer there. Anderson stranded out front. Couldn't do anything about it. Watch it again from behind the net. Well, we understand that there are over 6,000 Swedish fans in this building. I can believe it with the banners, the t-shirts, and the funny hats out there. But they have gone silent. High flip into neutral ice territory. Swedes are back at full strength. Bergevin on the wing, taps it over to the far side. Canada now coming back again. Tipped all the way in. Svensson is there. Svensson puts it in the corner for Johansson. Johansson. Sanderson goes after him. Hansen now with Bergqvist. Bergqvist tries to get the shot away. He can't. Verbeek taps it up. And that'll go all the way down the ice. That could have been dangerous. The Canadians are looking at the referee. The call wasn't made, but Canada coming close there to getting a breakaway. Face-off comes all the way back into Canadian territory. Larson is there talking to Sundin. No shots yet. The Swedes have not had any shots on Ranford in this period. 4 minutes and 6 seconds have gone. Larson is told to get out. Sundin takes over. Blake, who provided the biggest hit of the World Championships on Larson, fires that all the way down the ice. Larson back to pick it up. Ricci shadows, that's dropped over, and the Swedes now bring it up on the wing. Get as far as the blue line. Shodin has to pick it up and drive it all the way in. Ranford goes out, slows it down just a bit. And the Swedes now with not a lot of room to move on this ice surface find it difficult. The shot comes in. Larson was there. Stillman got a piece, but Ranford smothered up in a hurry. Larson, Sundin, and Forsland buzzing around that Canadian goal, trying to grab something back to make this a closer contest. Face off to the right of Ranford as we take another look at that from a reverse angle. Johansson goes into the face-off circle. Shanahan tries to get that back. It's tipped forward. Arnott breaks up. Nordstrom gets it all the way up on the wing to Dakel. Dakel fans on the clearance, and the goal is knocked off its moorings. Nordstrom has come out of the net. A collision right in the net. Anderson is there along with Arnott. Arnott is getting up slowly indeed. Jason Arnott, 19-year-old Edmonton Oilers star. Watch this again. He comes sliding in. Nordstrom gets out of the way. Arnott collides into the net. Anderson is all over him out there. Arnott seems to be all right as he works over to the bench. Officials putting the net back on its moorings. Face-off comes out into neutral ice territory. 4:53 gone on the second period. Arnott still receiving treatment on the bench. Dulles pops it over to the far side. Correa circles up the middle. Dulles a little move, not a great one, as that comes back to Karnbach. He keeps it in the zone. Anderson lets the shot go. The rebound comes out, but the Canadians grab it with Correa. Correa going against Lidstrom. Correa waits for a little support. That comes out front. Shanahan there. And Corson got the shot away. Canada reacting quickly to get up to help Correa. Karnbach. Karnbach with no room to move, taking off the puck. And the Swedes are not looking as fast or as smooth as they have done in the past. They're not getting the room out there. Dakel pops it into the red line. Right out front, Johansson tried to get the shot away. Loose puck lying in the slot area. Karnbach can't get to that. And the Swedes just dump it in and go for a quick change. Ornskog steps on the ice and races to the far side of the rink. Little tip up, and the Swedes stacking that blue line. Shot comes in wide of the target. Bounces all the way over. Verbeek and Svensson collide. Ornskog is there. Little tip away by Joe Sakic. Ornskog tried to bring it through with a skate. Nordstrom goes down. Loose puck is there. Sakic doing a lot of hard work out there. And Verbeek almost tidied up. Sakic working out from the corner really did provide one or two heart flutters out there for the Swedes. And then Verbeek came in. And Nordstrom came up big. Sakic and Verbeek stay out there. 6:17 gone on the second period. The Canadians applying the pressure, looking good. That bounces all the way down into Canadian territory. Blake flips it over to the far side. The return pass to Blake. Blake gently taps it off the boards. Sakic races in the corner. Johansson and Sakic collide as it bounces into the corner. The Swedes pick it up. Three men on the left wing. That's a little short pass up to Anderson. Anderson gunning for Janssen. That hit a body. Blake tries to get it up, and he does. The Canadians now breaking down on Johansson. Johansson's clearance is not a good one. Canada trapping the puck in the corner. as we approach the 7-minute mark. Blake is breaking towards the goal. The return pass over to Blake, and he hammers his way in front of the net. He didn't get the puck, but he flattened the guy out there, and a long shot comes in. As Berglund takes a break, the Canadians pick up the loose puck. Hansen now. Stillman. Long flip in. Goes over the net. Ranford lets it fly, and Canada, with Brindamore unable to get a stick on that. Shot all the way back in the zone, and Blake goes back to pick it up. Blake has been out there for a long time. It's now 7:33 gone in the period, and the Canadians coming down. Thomas, a 3-on-1 situation. Shot goes in. Nordstrom went down. Duchesne got that away. Thomas was breaking on the wing, and the Canadians are flying in this period. Ranford gets that away from Berglund. Robitaille picks it up. Bergqvist goes over. And the Canadians doing some great skating. Thomas shot wide of the target. Flipped all the way in by Racine. Anderson picks it up. Off the boards. Bergqvist again heads it on its way. And the Canadians following through in their checks here in the second period. Anderson stops that one. The Swedes looking to get a change, but they're too far away. Now Sundin jumps on the ice. Canada completing their change out there. As Ricci, 4 checks, 8:25 gone on the period, 2-0 the score. Little pass up. Sundin from Chodin. Larson goes in. Sundin is grabbed. Forsland has the puck at the hash marks. Forsland. Still with Forsland. The shot comes in. The save is there. Canada trying to get it out with Verbeke on the puck. Emerson. Sundin now. Racine goes after him. Ricci can only get it to Lidstrom. Lidstrom passes that along the boards. Racine working hard in the corner. Forsland tries to get it away from Ricci, and he does. Forsland skating along back to the blue line. Larson with a chance to shoot. Fakes one way, goes the other way, right in front. And that's blocked before it got to Sundin, and the Canadians try to get it out, and they do. Whistle on the play, 9:21 gone on the period, 2-0 the score. 1 minute, it's Canada applying the pressure. The next minute, the Swedes are there. Face off in Canadian territory. Arnott gets a little tip on that. Comes all the way back to Svensson. Svensson fires it over. The return pass. Svensson is one guy who can make things happen if he gets the opportunity. DeKel races in, and the Canadians get back in a hurry. Carnback is stacked along the boards. DeKel is there. A shot from a short side, and Ranford went down and made the save. Richardson being double teamed behind the net. That comes out to Correa. Correa loses his stick, but somehow got it out to Richardson, who in turn got it to Blake. Richardson. Correa wants it and gets it. Correa goes in. Correa falls down. Still gets the puck up. Arnott is there. The shot comes in. It's goal. No! So close. The Canadians coming in on goal. Correa started that off. Richardson helped out with Arnott coming up. And this line really is providing heart flutters for Canada. Johansson brought down. Back comes Canada. Correa breaks for the net. Right there. And Sanderson gets number 3 for Canada. Celebrations all around this place. The Canadians worked so hard for that. They're looking very, very quick on the break. Well, they put up the caption Svensson. But it's really Sanderson, number 8 for Canada, not for Sweden. It's a 3-0 game out there. Arnott involved in the play, but you got to give a lot of credit to Correa. He worked hard, got it back to Arnott, and that was over to Sanderson. 1, 2, 3. Pass right out front, and Janssen almost got a hold of that. Stillman pops it over. Anderson is there for Sweden. Ornskog gets a little touch to that, and it's brought down. Verbeek gave that one away. The Canadians now under pressure. Shodin grabs it on the hash marks. A really close checking, fast-moving game out there. Extremely physical. Dulles tries to move it out. Gets it as far as the hash marks. 11 minutes, 6 seconds gone on the period. Janssen grabs that. Anderson is out front. All the way back. Stillman lets a shot go. Ranford's got it. Ranford, the #1 goalie in the competition, hangs on to that. No rebound as that one went upstairs. Both teams with another change out there. Face-off will be in Canadian territory. Let's take a look at this again from the reverse angle. Stillman getting the shot goal. That's high. He had Ornskog in front, but they couldn't get a stick on it. Bergevin for Canada. Up on the wing. Brind'Amour breaks. Long pass up to Thomas. Thomas can't get on that. The Swedes need to get back into this game. They need a goal. They need it quickly. Long clearance in, and icing is the call. Face-off will go down to the other end of the rink. Robitaille with 2 goals, and Sanderson just a moment ago. That's the way it stands. The Canadians leading the Swedes 3-0. Everyone knew that this game would be physical, and it has been, but I don't think anyone could have predicted that the Canadians at this point would have a 3-goal lead. Canada with 11 shots on goal, the Swedes with 6. That tells the story right now. Puck in the corner. Bergevin back of the blue line. He's shadowed. Brind'Amour along the boards has been taken out of the play by Anderson. Lidstrom goes in hard. Anderson takes a little poke. No one wants to give an inch out there as that comes to the far side thing. Robitaille got it across. Thomas was well away from that one. Hansen. Anderson. Brind'Amour goes in now, and Anderson is there, and the Swedes are guilty of standing around. And that puck comes right out into the slot area, flipped over. Sweden now back on the attack. 4 players hitting the blue line. All the way back to Lidstrom. That bobbles to Anderson. Anderson, Lidstrom, the one-timer. The shot is in there. Brind'Amour has it. Thomas with Robitaille on the far wing. Thomas slows it right down and just flips it in the zone. Nordstrom collects, and the Canadians change on the fly. 12 minutes, 35 seconds gone on the period. We are experiencing technical difficulties, and Richard Beaupré has not been able to speak. But we are giving you this game live on Eurosport. Duchesne takes the shot. Save at the last minute. Nordstrom comes out and pounces on it. And again, 1 or 2 defensive lapses for the Swedes. Uncharacteristic. Ricci with the grimace there. He thought perhaps he could have got that. Ricci steps into the face-off circle for Canada. Comes back to Duchesne. The shot took a deflection. Sundin back on the ice, and I think the Swedes are looking to him for big things. Less than 7 minutes on the period. That's kicked along the boards. Larson roughs it up. Johansson goes in there for Sweden, and the Canadians just ragging that along the boards. The fans don't really like it. The officials are saying, move it, move it. This is where people have a tendency to get hurt. Eventually they blow the whistle. Skates go in, sticks go in, players get impatient. But the officials want to keep this game going. Canada go for a complete change out there. Face-off still in Swedish territory. As we look at this again, this one has been so tight checking. It's been very physical. The work along the boards has been very painful at times, even to watch, because these guys are giving everything. Arnott out there at center for Canada as the face-off is to the right of Nordstrom. 13 minutes, 28 seconds gone on the period. 3-0 the score. The Canadians leading the Swedes. Sweden really unable to put their game together. Sundin drops it behind the net. Larson takes it and then gives it right back. Forsland up the middle with the long pass as a two-liner. The idea was right, but Forsland was on the wrong side of the red line. Racine getting some instruction on the Canadian bench as the face-off will take place right at the top of the circle. Shanahan's still out there. Shanahan really has developed a nice understanding with Paul Correa, who's playing on the right wing. Shanahan kicks it back. The Swedes bring it out quickly. Coming up on the right side, Forsland right in the middle now, as Sundin was taken out of the play only after he got the shot away. Arnott clears it around to Correa. Correa hit by Larson. The puck comes up to the red line and then the blue line, and that's flipped high. Arnott got the shot away. Stillman stayed with him and deflected it high. The Swedes now changing up their lines. Canada does the same. Well, the Canadians headed for the bench, and then they went right back out to the face-off circle. Dulles is now out on the D, but the line of Shanahan, Arnott, and Correa stays out. Dulles tips it in, round to the back of the net. Canada still applying the pressure here in the second period. 14 minutes, 19 seconds gone as that's tipped high, deep into Swedish territory. The Swedes still looking to get out of their zone. They've been trapped in there. Johansson on the wing breaks in quickly. Karnback lost his stick at the blue line, and now Sweden trying to work it up. Karnback right in front, the deflection. Sidor chops that away from Karnback. Arnott gets it out to Shanahan. Shanahan has Correa out front. Shanahan goes down. Johansson puts the grab on him. Lidstrom trying to get back to make things happen for Sweden. A 2-on-2 situation. The Canadians with Arnott getting back in a hurry as that goes back into the corner. Karnback flips it all the way back to Lidstrom. Lidstrom's shot is deflected away, and the defense are not getting time back at the blue line to get the shots away. Karnback put it over to DeKel, and that bounced off his legs, and things are not going well for the Swedes. Less than 5 minutes on the period. Ranford drops that back as Sanderson breaks up on the left wing. Now the Canadians change their lines. Sanderson well and truly offside, had that pass connected. Dulles bangs it over to Verbeek. Svensson deep. Svensson taking his time. The Swedes now with Jansson cruising at the Canadian blue line. Comes back to the red, and the Swedes now working it up. Johansson, the big defenseman, fires it over to the far side. Anderson taking off the puck. Jansson goes in, tries to do the wraparound. Loose puck in front is not cleared away. Banged upstairs. Ornskog fires in there, puts a big hit on it. Canada come right back on the attack. The shot, Nordstrom hangs on to that. Action at one end, and the Canadians come back quickly to pepper Nordstrom at the other end of the rink. Less than 4 minutes on the period. Both teams changing again. Duchesne letting that shot go. Well, the Swedish fans, perhaps the most vociferous in the competition, are very, very quiet now. The Canadians winning the face-off. They're number one in the competition with 59% wins in their favor. Bergevin flips it to the far side. The pass right up the middle. Breaking on the right side now is Thomas. He lets the shot go. Brindamore goes in. Brindamore against Stillman. Thomas wants it. Thomas gets it. Little tap back to Brindamore. Bergevin is calling for it back at the blue line, but Brindamore elects to go back behind the net. Right out front. Brindamore was right there, but so was Nordstrom. Bergqvist slams on the brakes, taps it up to Berglund. The Swedes now coming back in numbers. Berglund trailing, the pass didn't come his way, and Bergqvist races over to the far side of the rink to pick it up. Stillman with 3 minutes on the period. Hansen touches that, and we have another whistle on the plate. You can see the looks of frustration on the Swedish players' faces as they try to get something going out there, but every time they turn around, there's a Canadian in their face. It's just not working for them right now. They trail by 3 with 2 minutes and 59 seconds on the period. This is the second period. It's live on Eurosport. We hope you are enjoying this. We'll try to get Richard Beaupré back on the air as soon as possible. Last night in Bolzano, when the Norwegians beat Great Britain, we had a lot of technical problems. I ended up talking down a telephone, and I understand it sounded like I was somewhere on the moon. Nevertheless, right now it's a hockey game. Sundin tries to jam it through on the near side. That didn't work. Blake slowly up to Verbeek, or Emerson rather. Nordstrom well out of his net to smother that. Emerson getting a little touch as Ricci was cruising. Nordstrom did the best thing. Face-off will be in Swedish territory to the right of the goaltender. Lidstrom getting back in a hurry. Anderson looking around to pick up the trailer. Ricci now steps into the circle. Larson for Sweden. Canadians win it again. The shot comes in. The save is there. Another shot. And Nordstrom is making these saves, I think, without even knowing it out there. 2 saves in a row, but there was a lot of traffic in front of him. The Canadians are getting the shots away. Let's take another look at this. The shot comes in. Good save by Nordstrom. Getting the skate out on the right side, and then another deflection away. Ricci again stays out for Canada. 17:34 gone on the period. Ricci drops it back, gets a little kick on it, but Svensson comes up with the puck. Svensson tried to get that to Ornskog. That didn't work. The Swedes for some time now have been hemmed in their own zone. Karnbach dropped it up. Karnbach, the return pass. Karnbach with Johansson. Good pass to Svensson. Svensson takes the shot. That deflected high, came down on the back of the net. Duchesne pushes it away. Ricci is there. Corson is calling for it at the top of the circle, but Johansson lets it ride to Karnbach right in front. Svensson trying to get the shot away. Johansson can't tip it through. There's a wall of red shirts out there. Corson got in front of that. Behind the net, the Swedes still working with it. Schodin went one way. Dekel tries to get it right at goal, and he does. Ranford smothers it. The Swedish fans don't like that. They felt he should have kept the play going. It wasn't that difficult a shot. The Canadians changing up out there. Let's take a look at this again as the shot came in. It wasn't a difficult one. Face-off will be to the left of Ranford as he looks down the ice. 3-0 the score, 18:26 gone on the second period. A surprising scoreline for a lot of people. If you would have said that this would be the scoreline to these 6,000 people in this rink wearing yellow and blue, I'm sure they would have had one or two words for you. But that's the way it stands right now. But this one is far from over. The Swedes, with such a powerful lineup, can strike at any moment. So there's still one period to go. And 1 minute and 15 seconds in this period. Shot all the way in by Stillman. Jonsson hit hard along the boards. The Swedes come up with a puck. Every time a Swedish player is dumped out there, the fans want a penalty. Orenskog and Anderson work along the boards. Canada grabbing that quickly with Correa. Correa and Shanahan. Correa and Shanahan. Correa. Blake brought it in over, and it would have been an offside. Sweden bring it out. Give away there to Blake. Blake taps it up. Correa over to the far side. Shanahan. Arnott's out front. Orenskog leaves that in the circle. We've got 30 seconds on the period, and one or two jeers and whistles are coming from the Swedish section in this crowd. Sweden unable to make things work. The passes are not clicking like we've seen them click in the past. Bergevin taps it up on the wing. Canada happy just to get it out of the zone. 8 seconds. Pushed over. The shot comes in high from Hansen. Lidstrom on the far side. 1 second on the period. There goes the buzzer to end the second period. The Canadians, with 2 goals from Robitaille and 1 from Sanderson, lead this hockey game 3-0. Some excellent saves by Nordstrom has prevented the Canadians from being in an even more commanding lead out there. Bill Ranford has been tested on several occasions, and he has held his ground, hanging on to that shutout. Really a physical period. The Canadians giving more than they get, I feel. The Swedes need to pick up their game for the third and final period. Well, we're going to take a look at the highlights of this one, so stay with us. We are still having problems communicating with our base in Paris. We've got Richie on the phone and me on the microphone. We're counting down. We're going to take a break. We're going to highlights. Stay with us. We'll be back in a moment with more live action from Milan. The forum in Milan, Paul Ferguson here, and if I look over and I say, Popes, are you with me? What are you going to say?
I'm going to tell you I've had my sauna, my massage, I've had the rub down, the whole deal. I've been watching a great game. I'm right with you all the way. The Canadians are on top, 3-0. They've outshot the Swedes 24-18 in the game, and I've been enjoying every minute of this. Everything from Rob Blake's body checking to the Canadians forechecking. It's been fantastic, and great goaltending from Bill Ranford. I got all of that and a massage, a sauna, a little in the jacuzzi, and I had a bite to eat as well.
Well, while you were away, I was here working hard, and I do apologize to our viewers all over Europe. We had technical difficulties last night in a great game between Great Britain and Norway. The Norwegians coming up with 3 goals in about 1 minute and 38 seconds to keep themselves in Pool A. We had to talk on a telephone there, and it wasn't very pleasant to listen to, I understand, but hopefully now they've got it fixed. It's well and truly out of our hands, and I hope you enjoy the hockey despite the hitches that we've been going through. We're trying to bring it to you as best we can, but the technical side is out of our hands. The Canadians have really been skating hard in this game. 1 or 2 skeptics have said that Canada has been out partying at night. The Swedes have been going to bed early, and the Canadians were going to feel it when it came to a game such as this. Well, that's how Canada responded to their critics. Robitaille getting the first goal, and then Robitaille getting the second goal. Sanderson came up with a third goal, And that's the way it stands as we get set to start this third and final period live. Bing, bing, bing. Korea, Arnott, and then Sanderson. The puck goes all the way into the Canadian zone as they work it out right to left. 9 seconds gone on the period. The Swedes, folks, need to do something, and they need to do something in a hurry. They haven't been allowed to settle or play their game.
Well, they haven't been able to control the puck like they are used to doing. The Canadians have been very aggressive. They've been jumping at the opportunity to have the puck. They are really hungry, and it's showing. The Swedes look frustrated at times, and they're constantly circling back into their own end of the ice.
Johansson lays that off, and the Swedes now with Larson, Forsland, and Sundin. Shot all the way in. Sundin goes deep, picked up in the corner. Richardson is hit hard, and the Swedes are going to have to start throwing the muscle around as well if they want to slow down the Canadians. Quick change by the Swedes as that comes back to Stillman. Shodin steps on the ice. Karmbach breaks up on the left side. 1 minute, 5 seconds gone on the first period. Johansson, good pass up to Shodin. Shodin takes the shot. Deflected away. Johansson in the corner. All the way back to the blue. Canada stealing that. 3 players hitting the red line. Long shot wide of the target. Bounces all the way out for Karmbach at his own blue line. Karmbach just slides it in over the red line. Arnott shadows for Canada. Karmbach with DeKel. Karmbach shot off the backboards is cleared away by Ranford. Arnott goes in, can't get a handle on a shot off the side of the net. The Swedes working out of the corner. Shodin calling for it back at the blue. He gets it, can only slice it into Ranford. And Ranford hangs on. They want to change out there as Sidor mixes it up to the right of the goal as we look at it. The officials get back in a hurry to separate these players.
Another department where the Canadians have really been taking it to the Swedes is the body around the front of the goal. The Canadians have had a couple of opportunities right around Nordstrom. The Swedes aren't being so lucky. The Canadians are back in numbers every time that Ranford gets on the puck. The Swedes are moved out in a hurry.
Folks, we must say a big thanks to Gary Moran, who's back in the studio there, providing a little support for us, or a lot of support every time we go off the air. This guy is called upon to commentate on a hockey game. Tough to do. From back there, Anderson lets a shot go. That bounces all the way back to the blue line. Lidstrom hangs onto it, peppers it into the corner. That doesn't come out, and the Swedes will have to chase. Long pass up. The break was intended for Sakic. He didn't get a stick on it, but now he's got it. Sakic hit by Ornskog. Verbeek. Sanderson behind the net. Sanderson comes in, picks it up. The Swedes standing around. The Canadians are skating. Sanderson to the side. Sakic. Sakic doing a great job of forechecking. Now Verbeek takes over from the side of the net. Verbeek all over Lidstrom. This has been the story so far.
Canadians apply great forechecking, then very quickly go for a change. Verbeek was all over Lidstrom. He put good pressure on him, then went right to the Canadian bench and got a change.
The tip up to Bergqvist. He can't hang on to it. Johansson up to Hansen, and he loses it. Thomas calling for it on this wing, but they go to Robitaille on the far wing. Brindamore now with Thomas. The pass was behind Thomas, but he hangs onto it, takes it out of the zone, and drops it deep. The Canadians are playing some intelligent hockey out there. Rink-wide pass with 3:18 gone on the period. Little dump forward. Brindamore chases this all the way down the ice, but the icing whistle cancels out that attack.
Well, a lot of the journalists, the press, the media, they've been following all these teams around closely during the World Championships, Paul. And the criticism of the Canadians were that, well, is their heart really in it? They've had long seasons at home. Is this a holiday? They seem to be enjoying themselves. Well, you can judge it for yourself. This Canadian team is out here to win, and they're doing a great job right now. They're up by 3 over a very, very good Swedish hockey team.
We spoke to Ron Ivany before the game. He's with the Canadian organization. He coaches in Italy, but he's with the Canadian organization during the World Championships, and he says, yes, the boys really want to win. The Swedes, of course, are here to win as well, but as you said, sometimes the Canadian commitment is in doubt, but not on this occasion. Berglund, rink-wide pass. Thomas chases him. Svensson puts in a little hook on Thomas, and the Swedes again losing control of that puck. Racine up to Brindamore. Brindamore has got Thomas breaking through. Robitaille on the wing. Nobody with Robitaille at all as the Canadians muscle in behind the goal. Thomas really has been putting in a fine performance. He's one heck of a forechecker. Richardson is out front as he moves in from the blue line. Hansen was all over him. The Swedes now with 4:15 gone on the period, coming back quickly. Svensson goes through the motions. The referee isn't interested. Robitaille along the boards is grabbed, and Forsland picks it up. Forsland tips it over. Shodin hits the blue line, drops it back. Sundin. Larson taken out of the play, and Canada now coming out over the blue line. A little tip to get by Shodin. Corson bangs it off the backboards, and Canada now set it up. Buchberger at the top of the circle. Shodin getting hard in the corner. Corson, a one-timer. Larson head manning the puck to Sundin. Sundin really hasn't had room to move. Now he starts it up. All the way back. Stillman takes the shot. Loose puck in front. Larson is there. Ranford is down, and Larson just couldn't bang it in the back of the net. Sundin has that deflected away. A big chop there. Sundin mixes it up in front of the timekeeper's bench. Both teams going for a quick change. The Swedes coming close.
Canadian goaltending rated #1 coming into this game. They haven't let any of the statisticians down, that's for sure. Ranford is turning in a great performance.
Rebound comes out front. The shot from Dekel. Johansson had been cruising in there. Wraparound, and again, Ranford left all alone to make the save. Big move there. Goaltender out. Korea! Big goal, #4.
What a goal by the Canadians. Excellent work by Brendan Shanahan. He got the legs going. He's got long strides. He knows how to turn it up a notch. He was right at full extension. He dove forward and just pushed the puck ahead of the Swedish defender. And who else was going to be there? Paul Korea. All over the place. Number 27. He gets right onto the end of the puck. What a shift on Lidstrom put on by Shanahan. He reaches out, pushes the puck past Anderson. There goes Paul Korea. Goodbye, Nordstrom. Hello, Canada, for goal #4.
.547 the time of the Canadian goal. Janssen lets the shot go as he moves into Canadian territory, but Dulles was right there to deflect it away. Canada in a commanding lead now here in the third period. Can the Swedes come back? They really have been unsettled since the opening face-off. Verbeek goes in, and that's been the story. Constant forechecking, constant pressure by the Canadians. No let up in the skating out there. Usually it's the Swedes who provide that kind of performance or that kind of hockey, but now it's Canada taking over. Good pass up the middle. Sakic right out front. Shot. Sanderson hit the post. Sanderson now skating over to the far side. Duchesne is there too. Picked up by Anderson. The Swedes coming off the bench, or coming off to the bench with their heads down. They're not looking happy. They're looking tired, but there's a lot of hockey left out there as we approach the 7-minute mark. Robitaille takes it from Thomas. Brindamore behind the net. Robitaille backhanding, forehanding it now. Stillman, Brindamore. Thomas is back there, and the Swedes bring it out with Berglund. Berglund hits the blue line. He's got Bergqvist on the left wing. And uncharacteristically, the Swedes are giving the puck away out there. Robitaille flips it up on the wing, and the Canadians now the shot. Robitaille! Oh, that's his hat trick. The rebound. Bingo. 7:30 of the third period.
It's all Canada. You've got to love it, the way these guys are playing. The Swedes don't know what to do. Their heads are down. They're slowly making their way to the bench. They've got good reason to. They have really come up against red shirts in this game that are just flying. The Canadians are not going to take no for an answer. Thomas moves over the blue line. Robitaille goes hard for the net. Brindamore's out there as well. Nordstrom makes the initial save. No way on the rebound. Robitaille with his hat trick.
Al minuto 7:30 del terzo tempo realizza la quinta rete per il Canada.
Paul, the Canadians are doing an outstanding job of playing bump and grind hockey 1 minute, and then as soon as they get the puck, they're turning the Swedes inside out, and they're playing a Swedish style of hockey by just filling the lanes and really flowing nicely with give-and-go passes, finding the open man all the time.
Shot came in there from Ricci, and the save came from Nordstrom. Forsland leaves it for Sundin. Sundin crashes into the boards in the corner. The Canadians getting back in numbers. Larson tries to trap that along the boards, and he does, but now he's manhandled out of position. Forsland and Sundin, watch that as Bergevin picks it up. Forsland goes out for Bergevin. 8 minutes and 14 seconds gone on the third period. 5-0 the score. Canada with another quick change. Oranskog jumps over the boards with Anderson and Karnbach. Anderson taps it up. Whistle on the play for offside. The Canadians stacking that blue line as the Swedes try to penetrate.
We keep talking about Ranford in a goal, and the way that the Canadian forwards are putting the puck in the net. They're playing some excellent defense as well. Richardson and Blake right on the blue line, standing there like a couple of mountains.
8:27 gone on the period. Face off in neutral ice territory. George Kingston behind the Canadian bench with that large mustache, looking very much in control. Kurt Lundmark, on the other hand, is right up in front of the bench, looking at his notes, pacing, yelling at the players on the bench. And the Swedes being out-hustled and, of course, outscored in this 5-0 game. Karnbach unable to get it through Blake. Correa stick handling nicely, gets it right in front, but Shanahan was tied up on the play. Karnbach over to the far side, flips it up. Anderson is there. Back to Karnbach, and that's intercepted. Correa gets it up to Shanahan. Arnott and Correa working up on the blue line. It didn't bounce their way. Anderson, a long pass. Karnbach goes in. Blake is in there now. Karnbach with a big chop. He's double teamed. The Canadians getting back in numbers. Arnott takes his man out. Shanahan tries to get a stick on that, but it bounces out of the zone.
3 players always back for Canada. It's good 3-on-3 hockey down low. Arnott back to help the defensemen. Richardson and Blake, they each had a man as well.
Lidstrom, a rink-wide pass is a good one. The Swedes now breaking up. And some good defensive stuff from Canada as it's picked up by Sakic. Sakic throws it over to the wing. Pushed in. Sanderson is there. Sanderson along the boards. Anderson goes in hard, pushes. Sakic tries to get it out front. Duchesne into the circle. Bergqvist. Sweden not able to get out of their own zone. They really don't have the time behind their own goal as we approach the final 10 minutes, a 2-on-3 situation. Bergqvist with just 10 minutes remaining on the hockey game. Duchesne out of the corner, takes his time. He's got a lot of time with a 5-goal lead out there, right up the middle. Sweden back on the attack quickly. The pass over from Hansen. Hansen looks for the return pass. That doesn't happen. Duchesne is all over his man. Bergqvist is being turned inside out. Berglund gets it back. Anderson peppers it in. Hansen now with a chance to shoot. He just can't get the shot away. The puck is not bouncing for the Swedes. Robitaille lays it off. A chance now. Brindamore! Oh, that was so slick.
The Canadians just continue to roll. Great hockey. Excellent passing. Robitaille, Brindamore, and Thomas. Finishing touch put on by Brindamore. The Swedish supporters not happy. Some things being thrown on the ice. Brindamore goes for the near side, finds room just inside the post. A great goal by Rob Brindamore. Superb passing, as I said, by Robitaille and Thomas to make that play happen.
Brindamore taking off the puck. Robitaille gets back to help out. Johansson with a long flip into the corner. Racine is back. Sundin goes in. Robitaille picks it up. Long pass is tipped away, and that goes over the plexi at 10:54. We'll have another face-off.
Paul, because of all the technical problems that we've had, I don't know if you've noticed how quiet things have gone in the building now. The Swedish supporters are actually sitting, and they don't look very pleased. There are thousands of them here, and they're not happy.
Neither is this man here. That's Kurt Lundmark, and really, the look on his face tells the story. Canada out-muscling, out-hustling, and outscoring the Swedes in this one 6-0. Sweden, when they practiced this morning, looked very relaxed, looked totally in control, and they were just going through the paces. Everyone was smiling. They thought because they have more mobile defensemen that they would have the definite advantage out there. They said the Canadian defensemen are big, but they can't move the puck, and that's where they would win this hockey game. Well, it hasn't worked. Svensson working down hard. Sakic. Ricci. Buchberger. Buchberger lays it off into the circle. Ricci drops it back to Buchberger. That's flipped over to the far side. Larson tries to get it out. That doesn't work, and Svensson now picks it up. 11:45 gone on the period. It's still not impossible for the Swedes to come back. Larson takes the shot. Ranford makes the save. Ranford has been exceptional between the pipes. He really has been solid. At times, perhaps a little bit of a showboat, but that's all part of the game. Stillman, back to Stillman, over to Shodin. Shodin being pressured by Arnott. Shanahan can't trap it. Ornskog taps it up. Anderson lets the shot go. Karnbach goes in. Arnott is back in a hurry. Correa starts it up now. Shanahan and Correa. Correa unable to get that pass through to Shanahan. Ornskog gets it back. Anderson on the wing. A little tap, a deflection goes to the far side, and Shodin takes a big swipe. Misses out on that. Good stuff from the Canadians. Backhanded all the way in as number 19, Sakic, goes in hard. Anderson picks up the puck. Coming up to the 13-minute mark. The Swedes, with their fans getting right behind them, can't get out of their own zone. The Canadians have come right forward. They really do have a great neutral zone defense. Now they've stolen the puck, coming back on the attack. A 3-on-2 situation. Canada, the trailer. Racine comes in there. Racine being hooked and grabbed. Lidstrom loses it in his skate. Ornskog taps it into the corner. Anderson behind the net, but again, Canada come up with a puck. Now it's out to the high slot area, and the Swedes just dump it down the ice and go for the change.
Sakic, Verbeek, and Sanderson with a good job again of forechecking. The Swedes finding it very difficult to get out of their own zone.
Brindamore goes in quickly. Goaltender way out of his net. That comes out. The shot comes in, deflects away. Canada almost capitalizing on a goaltending mistake. Peppered all the way in by Richardson. Lidstrom is deep.
Canadians backing off a little and just watching the Swedes come out as they had changed on the fly.
6 minutes now on the hockey game. Anderson takes a big hit from Richardson as that puck bobbles along the boards. The Canadians with 3 players out there. Anderson keeps it in the zone, right through the circle, and eventually it trickles out to the far wing. Canada. Robitaille. Thomas breaks in front, gets it back to Richardson. Richardson along the boards. Robitaille is there. Robitaille has Thomas out front. Still with Robitaille. Now Brindamore moves in. Brindamore, Thomas is trying to find a little room out there. Anderson pushes him down. And the Canadians lose the puck. As we approach the final 5 minutes of this hockey game, Sweden are running out of steam and they're running out of answers. A little tip right in front. Ranford went down, but it wasn't a shot on goal. Jekyll on the wing, chasing Ricci. Jekyll still goes down on the far side. Buchberger went in after it. And we have another whistle on the play. Offside is the call.
Emerson, Ricci, Buchberger coming off the bench for Canada. Offside is the call.
Don't forget the final live on Eurosport Sunday, 8 o'clock Central European time. That's 7 o'clock in Great Britain. That should be one heck of a final. The Canadians look to be there as we approach the final 4.5 minutes of this hockey game. Sweden, as I said, do not have the answers at this moment anyway. Emerson checking up front for Canada. The Swedes coming down, but they're not coming down as a unit. They're doing it one at a time. Brought in by Forsland. Offside is a call.
3 players always back for the Canadians. Ricci staying back to help the defense. Korea bringing his line back out onto the ice. The Swedes look confused. They don't know who wants to stay and who wants to go. Lundmark, as you said, Paul, not happy behind the Swedish bench. There's not a lot he can do at this point. His team is really up against it. They're down by 6 goals with less than 5 minutes to play in the third and final period. What a performance by the Canadians.
Shot in by Stillman. Canadians with Racine deep. Racine will take a lot of time on it. A little tap out of the zone, and Stillman has to go back to his own blue line. Shodin, 4 minutes now on the game. Shodin's pass bobbles over Larson's stick. Larson loses out. Canada with Korea racing down the wing. Korea, Shodin falls. Korea has the puck right in front. Little tap there. And Nordstrom comes up big. Korea deadly in that corner.
Unbelievable action from a couple of kids. Korea and Arnott, you've got to call them kids. They're both teenagers. Korea slamming the brakes on. See you later, Shodin. Shodin is an excellent defenseman. He's left on his backside. Nordstrom forced to make the save as Arnott came to the net. The other kid out of those two, Arnott, big, strong, shrugged Stillman off him like he was a mosquito.
2 19-year-olds. One in the NHL, one looking to go to the NHL. Karnbach, less than 4 minutes on the hockey game. Sweden with Shodin up to Anderson. Anderson drives it in. Karnbach along the board. Shodin with Arnott on his back. Shodin trying to muscle in the corner. The Canadians come up with it, and we have a penalty on the play. Roughing is the call.
Racine makes his way to the penalty box for Canada. Roughing is the call. 16:37 gone in the final period of play. The Swedes will have a power play opportunity, but they need more than one.
They need about 6 to tie it, don't they?
That's if they could convert 6 times on 6 power plays. Shodin working his way into the corner. He was muscled off the puck. Eventually, the referee saw a shot being thrown by Racine, and that is the result, a Canadian penalty for roughing.
Face-off comes to the top of the circle. Hornskog is out there on the power play. An important face-off for the Swedes. They're going to want to maintain possession. That doesn't happen. The Canadians continue to win those draws, and when they look back at the video of this hockey game, that'll be just one of the reasons why the Canadians won this game. And I'm assuming that with just 3 minutes and 5 seconds, the Canadians will win this game unless something disastrous happens. Anderson throws it in. Hornskog takes it in. Hornskog, the return pass into the corner. Anderson is cruising out front. There are two Andersons out front now. Lidström back at the blue line. The Swedes need a shot on goal. They need it in a hurry. The deflection into the corner. Duchesne picks it up, fires it over to the near side, and Canada come out with the puck. A long clearance deflected away with 1 minute and 10 seconds on the power play. Lidström away from Buchberger, but Buchberger hangs in there, steals the puck. Canada stealing the puck, and I think it's, well, the Swedes have just resigned themselves to playing in the bronze medal contest, that's for sure. They're losing the puck when normally they would hang on to it. They've stopped skating with 2 minutes and 5 seconds to go in the hockey game.
40 seconds left on Racine's penalty. Brindamore and Buchberger up front, controlling the play for Canada.
2 minutes of play remaining.
Less than 2 minutes now on the game. Stillman taps it up on the wing. Sidor goes in. Bergqvist puts his stick out. Brindamore racing across the ice. The Swedes unable to get anything moving. 6-0 the score. A powerful performance by the Canadians. They really came out flying. Robitaille got a goal in the first period and then another one in the second period. Sanderson got the third Canadian goal. So after 40 minutes of hockey, the Canadians were leading 3-0. This period they really exploded with Correa, Robitaille and Brindamore.
2 seconds left on Racine's penalty. Hit thrown in the corner by Sidor. Swedes are just not getting anything going. They're trapped along the boards, and the Canadians are keeping them right there. Racine will be out of the box, as I said, in 2 seconds. 1 minute and 25 to play in the game. The Canadians are on their way for a game which will mean a gold medal if they can win it.
Face-off deep in Canadian territory. Johansson goes into the face-off circle. The Canadians have a word with Racine on the bench. He's getting instructions. He'll probably go right to the Canadian bench and be replaced by a forward. Finally, they get the face-off underway. That comes back. The shot comes in. Canada back at full strength. Racine dumps it all the way down the ice. Nordstrom comes out, and Racine stays on the ice. 1 minute, 10 seconds. Johansson fires it all the way in. Racine will go back and pick it up. Johansson comes in to meet him. Canada unable to get it out of the zone. Johansson tips it right back in. Racine is there up on the wing, and that comes out to the blue line. The Swedes have to clear the zone with less than a minute on the clock. Long clearance in, and Canada just happy to flip it over the blue line. Bergevin getting the touch. Loose puck right in front. Nobody wants it. And Nordstrom had to pick it up. What's happening out there with Sweden?
I can tell you very quickly what's happening. They've got 37 seconds left to play in this game, and they're going to be losers. It's all over but the crying now for Sweden. 6-goal lead by the Canadians.
Well, the Swedes tied the Norwegians in their first game. They lost to the Finns, and then they blanked the French. Beat the USA and the Czechs, so they were putting it together. They beat the Italians in the quarterfinal, and everyone thought, hey, these guys are going for gold, but it's not going to happen out there. The Canadians will be in the final game. We have 18 seconds now remaining in the game. Anderson knows that this one is over. He fires it up to Forsland. A little tip to Correa. Arnott is there without the helmet. He slides that into the corner. 3 seconds. The fans are counting it down. The whistle blows as Arnott goes in hard. We have 1 second on the clock.
You can see that coming. Sundin gave Correa a little shot. Corson followed it right down the ice. Corson wants to make sure he gets a chance to wish Sundin a nice summer. In there having a go. I don't think Sundin's going to want to know that one. He plays in the NHL. He's well aware of the fact that Shane Corson can throw him if it comes to that. Corson isn't going to want to know either. He's got another game to play. There's 1 second left on this one, and the Canadians are going to be fighting for a gold medal. Arnott has had a few words of wisdom for a couple of Swedes, Stillman, Anderson, and Sundin. This one's all over, though. The linesmen are doing a good job of keeping players apart.
The face-off will be academic. There's 1 second on the clock. Arnott gets a penalty. Sundin makes his way over to the penalty box. As soon as the puck is dropped, the whistle will blow, and this one will be in the history books. The Canadians will go on to fight for gold. If they lose, they'll get silver. The Swedes will still be battling on Sunday. That'll be for the bronze medal. Just a reminder again that we'll have the final game, 8 o'clock on Sunday. That's 8 o'clock European time, 7 o'clock in Great Britain. All the action live, as it has been, whenever possible, over the past 2 weeks. Right here on Eurosport. The face-off, and that's it. Canada win the hockey game, and everyone goes back to congratulate Bill Ranford. He played a major role in this one. Big shutout for him. It's not easy to shut out the Swedes, but the Canadians did it. I think they really deserve credit for that. It just wasn't a 1-0 or 2-0 hockey game. They did it convincingly, 6-0, and perhaps they feel a lot better. They lost in the Olympics after a sudden death shootout. No one likes to see a game end like that, but there's no doubt in this one. If you had any doubts after the Olympics, the Canadians came out on top in this one, 6-0.
That's the best way to shut the press and the media up, I guess. Being considered the good time boys, they come out with a 6-0 win over a very good Swedish team. The Canadians have really put in a great performance.
Ladies and gentlemen, Canadian national anthem.
Well, it's so nice to see the Swedish fans applauding the Canadian national anthem right at the end, applauding the Canadian team. They know that their team put up a good fight, but on the night they weren't a match for the Canadians. The gold medal battle will take place on Sunday evening at 8 o'clock live on Eurosport. We've got it. So be with us then. That's 7 o'clock in Europe. Quickly, the most valuable player for the Canadians. Boy, that's a tough one.
You can take Brindamore, Thomas, Robitaille, take any of these guys. I'm going to go with Ranford for a shutout that he really worked hard for. He made 24 saves, and he made a couple big saves early, and that seemed to really kickstart the Canadians.
And how about the Swedes?
For the Swedes, I think the high point for them was Larson surviving the body check at center ice by Rob Blake in the first period. He was rocked. Nobody expected him to even get up. He carried on. He fought it out and played the rest of the game. I'll take Larson for my player of the game.
Well, the Canadians certainly look fit for the final. Physically, there are no problems with the team. Ranford is healthy, and they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. Sundin gets the most valuable player.
He probably took the most chops during the game. That's about all you can say for him. He really was blanketed and covered most of the game. He didn't get many opportunities.
The best player of the match for Canada, il numero 20, number 20.
Luc Robitaille gets the most valuable player for the Canadians. Well, after 60 minutes of hockey, the Canadians win it 6-0. As I said, a convincing win over the Swedes. The Canadians move on to the gold medal round. We hope you enjoyed this. We certainly did. Apologies for the technical hitches throughout, but I hope you still enjoyed it. Until next time, from Richard Beaupre and myself, Paul Ferguson, bye for now.